Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. B.N. Thorat, Assistant Professor, Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairy Science. Today, we will see the physiochemical properties of milk. Let's start our main important physiochemical properties of milk. Welcome all of you in today's class. All of you know that the course number is ASDS 353 and the title of this course is Technology of Milk and Milk Products. I have already listed welcome session, that is today we will see physico-chemical properties of milk. In that physico-chemical properties of milk, there are four important properties. The first one physical property, then second chemical properties, then third foaming properties, and last one germicidal properties. These properties of milk are influenced by the presence of water, fat, protein, lactose and minerals, as well as their state of dispersion, that means emulsion, colloid solution within the milk. So firstly we will see the physical properties of milk. In that physical property, how we can identify this physical property of milk? So this physical property of milk can be observed by the external appearance of milk. By externally we can identify these different properties of milk, that means color, appearance, flavor and taste. These four properties are the physical property of milk. So let's start step by step. The first one, color of milk. How we can examine or identify color of milk? The color of milk is influenced by the scattering of light by fat globule and proteins, as well as the presence of pigment like carotene. So all of you know that buffalo milk having which type of color? That is white color. Then cow milk having light yellow color, skim milk have light bluish color, and whey, that is which color they have to be seen? Greenish yellow color. Then second physical property is a flavor. In that flavor, odor, that means smell, plus taste included. The sweetish taste of milk is due to the presence of lactose. The salty taste is due to the more minerals which are present in the milk. The fat, fatty acid and phospholipid also contribute to the flavor physical properties. Then next one, the taste and odor. The milk taste is primarily due to the lactose, and its odor which is characterized due to the volatile component present in the milk. So we cover physical properties. Then next we will move our most important properties of milk, that is chemical property. How we can identify or examine these chemical properties of milk? So we can be observed by the chemical changes which occurs in our milk. So there are different chemical properties of milk. In that acidity, pH, specific gravity, density, refractive index, viscosity, surface tension, freezing point, boiling point, coefficient of thermal expansion, then electrical conductivity, then thermal conductivity and heat stability. These are the different chemical property which is belonging to milk. So we will see step by step or one by one these chemical properties. On that physical as well as chemical property, always asking one questions in your midterm examination, in semester and final examination. This is most important part. 5 to 6 marks objective which could be covered on your physico-chemical properties of milk, that means freezing point, acidity, pH, viscosity, boiling point, freezing point of cow milk and buffalo milk likewise. So see first chemical property. In that the physical state of milk, that means the most important part. The water is the continuous phase in which other constituents are dissolved or suspended. The protein and minerals are found as a colloidal suspension, and fat which could be as a emulsion. And next, chemical property of milk, it should be acidity of milk. The freshly drawn milk, which is a amphoteric in nature, to litmus, that means it turns red litmus paper into blue and blue litmus paper into red. The milk shown certain acidity. This acidity can be determined by the titration with the help of alkali, that means NaOH, in presence of an indicator. Which indicator? That is phenolphthalein indicator. This acidity known as a TA. TA means titrable acidity. Then in that, the first one, natural acidity. This natural acidity is also known as a apparent acidity. This acidity is caused, why? Because of the presence of casein, acid phosphate and citrate. These three words is most important for apparent acidity or natural acidity. All of you are remember this casein, acid phosphate and citrate in the milk. The higher SNF content of a milk, higher the natural acidity of milk and vice versa. The titrable acidity, that means the acidity of cow milk, it should be 0.13 to 0.14 percentage, and buffalo milk it 0.14 to 0.15 percentage. On that acidity, freshly cow milk and buffalo milk always asking in our these semester examination, as well as whenever you are going to appearing different type of a competitive examination, likewise question it should be always asking. Then second one, that is a developed acidity. This developed acidity is also known as a real acidity. This real acidity, it should be caused, why? Due to the presence of lactic acid formed in the milk as a result of bacterial action on lactose in the milk. The titrable acidity is equal to natural acidity plus developed acidity. Then next, chemical property of a milk, that means pH. What is mean by pH? All of you are learn this pH in your 10th, 11th standard. pH means that is a hydrogen concentration. So this part it should be also seen in chemical properties of milk. So this is called as a hydrogen concentration in the milk. Normal fresh cow milk having pH 6.4 to 6.6 and buffalo milk having pH it should be in the range of 6.7 to 6.8. Whenever higher the pH, that means higher the hydrogen concentration in the milk values, that should indicate udder infection, it should be mastitis type of a disease. And whenever lower the pH value, it should be indicate the bacterial action. Then next chemical property, that is the density and specific gravity. What is meant by density? So density means mass per unit volume. And what is meant by specific gravity? This specific gravity means it is the ratio of density of substances to the density of water. The density or specific gravity of milk may be determined with the help of lactometer, hydrometer or pycnometer. So milk is heavier than that of the water. So on that specific gravity, always asking one or two questions. So which are that? The average specific gravity of a cow milk, it should be in the range of 1.028 to 1.030, and buffalo milk having specific gravity in the range of 1.030 to 1.032. The specific gravity of a milk is lowered by addition of water and cream, and it should be increased. Why? Because of addition of skim milk or removal of a fat. Then next important chemical property, that means a freezing point of a milk. In that freezing point of a milk, the milk freezes at a temperature which can be slightly lower than that of the water. Why? Due to the presence of soluble constituent. So, average freezing point of a cow milk, it should be minus 0.547 degrees Celsius. All of you remember, you could not be forgotten writing at the time of writing minus sign. So, freezing point of a cow milk, it should be minus 0.547 degree Celsius. And in case of a buffalo milk, how much freezing point of a buffalo milk? It should be minus 0.549 degree Celsius. Whenever the mastitis milk shows normal freezing point, lowering the freezing point, that could be indicate addition of water. Then viscosity. You will see our viscosity of taken milk sample. So, I have given one photo. So, you will see viscosity means resistance to flow. So, milk is slightly more viscous than that of the water. So, milk is 1.5 to 1.7 times more viscous. Viscosity is measured in terms of centipoise and it can be measured with the help of equipment, that is viscometer. So, viscosity of milk, that should be affected by the different factors. So, regarding milk, it should be affecting milk fat, then protein aggregation and temperature. Then next important part is boiling point. So, in case of boiling point, milk boil at a temperature slightly above than that of the water. So, it is dependable on which factor? On soluble constituent as that of the specific gravity. So, boiling point of a water, it should be 100 degrees Celsius. So, how much boiling point of a milk? So, it should be slightly above or higher than that of the water, that means 100.17 degree Celsius. Or so, this specific heat of a normal milk, it should be 0.93. So, our third and fourth properties of milk. In that third property, that is foaming property of milk. So, the capacity of milk, it should be depends on interactions between the milk fat and milk protein with the air, that is known as a foaming properties. And last, that is mainly these germinal properties of freshly drawn milk is exhibited mainly due to the presence of lactomin. So, thank you all of you, my dear students, for your patience. If anybody having any queries regarding your physical, chemical, foaming and germicidal properties, you will ask me. I will explain again. Thank you all of you.